Right now, some of those arrested for a crime in Hamilton County tied to alcohol or drug use can get a post-arrest option to get treatment or go to jail for their crime. Now, Hamilton County is looking at a pre-arrest diversion program which would put people into treatment and keep the crime off their record.
We cannot incarcerate or arrest our way out of this situation.
Story.
We can't arrest our way out of it.
After story.
You can't arrest your way out of it.
After story. Like a broken record, everyone seems to agree on one thing.
We're not going to be able to arrest our way out of this problem.
Can't send everyone to jail. I think we all know and accept that now.
Dr. Kelly Firesheets is the senior program officer with Interact for Health, an organization working with Hamilton County to change how law enforcement handles cases involving mental health and addiction.
Overdosing is essentially dying, and so we'd like to move upstream and intervene and help people before they die.
When you're at that stage of desperation where you're knowingly committing crimes in order to feed your addiction, then you're in a really bad place.
Stephanie Schaffner's journey is like so many we've told. She started with prescription pills, then started using heroin when she found out it was cheaper. But the habit also created a need for more money, something she suddenly had readily available as she made the bank deposits for the company she worked for at the time.
I remember that day like it was yesterday.
What did you take at that point?
At that point, it was just 20 bucks. And then over the course of like 6 weeks, it was like 100, 200 bucks.
By the time she was caught, she'd taken more than $5,000.
Were you stealing to support your habit?
Absolutely, yes.
Standing in front of a judge for sentencing, she was given an ultimatum.
He said, you know, if you don't go to treatment, you don't fulfill this, then like you're looking at like 5 years in prison. And I'm like, okay, like that's just a no-brainer to me.
She qualified for Hamilton County's Intervention in Lieu of Conviction program. And while Stephanie received her lifeline at sentencing, what if that lifeline came before that?
Instead of arresting people and sending them to jail and to the court system, we can intervene and send them to treatment facilities or to social services to get help that they need for the problems that are causing the behaviors that we don't like to see as society.
Pre-arrest diversion happens by the officer at the point of contact for low-level crimes.
It's an idea that would have helped Stephanie in the earlier stages of her addiction.
Yeah, it probably would have ended up better for me because I would have gotten treatment sooner, I would have gotten sober sooner.
Aside from earlier intervention, the commander of the Hamilton County Heroin Task Force, Tom Fallon, says a pre-arrest diversion program would benefit the community beyond helping get people into treatment.
Break it down in the simplest form. The cop's not putting handcuffs on somebody, not taking them to jail, not inconvenience somebody to post a bond. Obviously, it's going to improve police-community relations because they're trying to fix, or at least give this person a chance to fix their own problem.
Diversion is good, but it has to be to really effective treatment.
Addiction medicine physician Clifford Kabonsog says just having someone detox will not fix the problem and says long-term medication-assisted treatment is the only way a pre-arrest diversion program will succeed.
You really cannot reap the full benefit of medication-assisted treatment, and I'm talking about buprenorphine and methadone, until you've been treated for at least a year. If people are having treatment, they're not going into withdrawal, and there's not that impetus to commit crimes, to engage in severe behavior.
In states where diversion programs are set up, there's a clear cost savings when you compare the price tag for incarceration to treatment. A Justice Policy Institute report found Brooklyn, New York saved more than $31,000 per inmate. The state of Maryland saw cost per offender drop from approximately $20,000 down to just $4,000.
I think the benefit to the county, especially in a place like Hamilton County, is that keeping people out of the courts and keeping people out of jails and moving them into treatment saves the taxpayers money, but it also gives us the ability to use the courts and use the jail system for people who are committing serious crimes.
This gives them another tool to solve the problem, and then you don't clog up the court system.
I think it's a great idea for people. So I know that from personal experience that being behind bars is not solving this problem.
Now again, the idea here is no arrest in exchange for getting the help the person truly needs. Right now, this is an exploratory phase, and in the coming months, they're going to be taking a look at the overall costs, of course, the logistical side of it with a variety of police departments within the county to see just how best to implement it. And they also need to figure out which low-level crimes would qualify under the program. I partnered up, by the way, with reporter Lisa Bernard-Kuhn on this story. You can read her full report right now on WCPO.com.